YouTube, Wagwan. Hey, before we get into today's video, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting me hard. People who've been liking, people who've been sending comments, people who've been sharing the video. I really appreciate that. Please continue try to get more people to watch the content that I'm putting out. Let's get into today's video. Times we're in now. The times we're in now. The times we're in now, honestly, is it's a little crappy. The times that we're in today is a little crappy. First, we have a lot of men on the internet, on the streets, everywhere, just basically shitting on our women, and I think that's trash. I think as men, we need to start lifting our women up, and I'm pretty sure you men out there agree with that. We need to start lifting our women up. Now, I know nowadays they doing a lot of stuff that we just can't get on board with, but I still think it's our job to lift them up. Let's make sure that we taking care of our women. And when I say our women, I don't mean like your girlfriend or your wife or something like that. I mean our women as in the women in this world today. Because currently there is definitely a divide between men and women. All women is our women. I'm not saying just go up to random strangers and be like, oh, I gotta protect the random strangers. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, let's just make sure we uplifting them. Let's make sure we're not on the internet just trashing them. Let's make sure we're not trashing them in person. If you run up to a female in person and she rejects you hard, like disgustingly, like say some disrespectful stuff, which is not uncommon nowadays, because women aren't really that respectful towards us either. I think it's our job as men to be the bigger man, literally. I've seen men approach women in the streets now, try to pull up, she don't want you, and you just cursing her out. Oh, I ain't want you anyway, ugly. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to curse too much because my parents support my page. Also, shout out to mommy and daddy. I think it's our job to be the bigger man, literally. Be the bigger man and then say, okay, well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you hearing out what I had to say, blah, 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 and carry on about your day. We don't have to slam them down in the process. It's our job. Let's do it first. If a woman is disrespectful when you try to approach her, just be the bigger man. Say, okay, I'm sorry, and walk away. You don't have to curse around, do none of that. There, just let it go. Roll off your shoulder, be the bigger man, and go about your day. I know nowadays, women say they don't need us, which is fine. But at the end of the day, men, they need us. You feel me? They need us. They don't know, but they need us. Times are different. Times are different. I feel like the generation that we're in now, we're just not built like our parents' generation. Our parents' generation was strong. Before I go into it further, I want to tell a story. And I told my dad this story a couple times, but he don't remember. I remember I was about 6 years old, and there was a bee. It was just bugging me. I'm swiping at it, trying to get it away from me. My dad is just sitting there on his truck, just talking to one of his friends. I'm on the bed of the truck, swiping at this bee, and then the bee basically leaves me alone, and then it flies down, jumps on my dad's neck, and I'm scared. I'm like, oh, I'm like, Dad, telling him, hey, is a bee on your neck? You at least want to swipe it off, right? He didn't do anything. He sat there. I got close and I watched that bee sting my dad. He didn't even flinch. Now, I mean, he might be a little crazy because that's a little crazy. I think that's a little crazy. But I also think that's toughness, right? That's toughness. You remember when we were kids and you'd be like, oh, my daddy can beat your daddy. No, my daddy can beat your daddy. Even now to this day, I still think my daddy will beat your daddy ass. But that's just a little side note just to say that I don't think that our generation is as tough. Not saying that because you can get stung on the neck by a bee and tolerate it, not flinch, that makes you tough or anything. It's just a cool little story that goes with what I'm talking about today. Our generation is weak. We weak. Millennials and Generation Z. I'm a millennial, but millennials and Generation Z, this generation, we are considerably weaker than our parents' generation, Generation X and the baby boomers and all of that. When I say weaker, I don't mean physically. Not physically weaker, but mentally. Mentally, our parents' generation used to work hard. Our parents' generation was able to handle so much. Nowadays, We can't handle anything without getting flustered. And I'm not talking about like any one person. I'm just saying in general, as a society, we can't handle anything without getting flustered. We don't work as hard. We always cutting corners. We can't handle stress. Everyone is in a pissy mood. Look at society today. Everyone is afraid of getting canceled. Everyone is walking on eggshells. Everyone is afraid of saying the wrong thing. Nowadays, feelings are easily hurt. I seen a woman the other day, and she legit identifies as a cat, and nobody can say anything about it, because if they do, they fear they're gonna get canceled. You just gotta keep your mouth shut nowadays, because society is weak. Everyone is soft. Society is soft. This world is soft. If anybody comes forward and say, "Look, woman, you're not a damn cat. What's wrong with you?" You might lose your job. You might get canceled. So now everybody's just walking on eggshells because society is soft. There's a quote that I've been hearing a lot lately. It's from a man named Michael Hoff. And I've been hearing it a lot like the last 2-3 months maybe. The quote goes, "Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. And hard times create strong men." Look around. We in hard times right now. Our parents' generation was the strong generation. Those were the strong men. Those are the strong men and women. They created easy times or easier times. And that's where our generation comes in. We were living through the easier times, which created weak men. Look at our parents being strong. Look what that did. Now we in hard times because we had it easy. Our children, our sons and daughters, are gonna have to grow up and be the strong men and women that we weren't. And if we're not in hard times now, then that means hard times is approaching. And we have to prepare our sons and daughters for these times. We have to prepare our sons. We have to teach our sons, hey, don't tear down women. Don't tear them down. Lift them up. Bring them up. We have to teach our daughters, hey, this is how you should act. Don't tear down men in the society. Lift men up, because believe it or not, man, we do need women too. Men and women, ladies and gentlemen, let's get our society back on track. Let's come back as a whole, because we definitely are soft as hell. I almost said something else. We're definitely soft as hell. We're not as tough as we should be. We're not where we are. We're not where we should be as a people. Let's come together. Let's bring it back together. Let's get through these hard times. Let's pick our children up. Let's raise them to be the tough people that our parents were. Because I don't think we are that. We okay. We okay, but in my opinion, we're considerably weaker than our parents' generation. And that's the times that we're in today. Everybody walking on eggshells. Everybody afraid to talk to each other. Everyone tearing each other down. Let's dial it back. Let's dial it back. Let's come back together as a people. Like, subscribe, share. Peace.